I think we are live. Yeah, we are live. You can see it on the top left of your screen, I guess. Yeah, so hello and welcome back to the LFC Ahmedabad podcast with a returning Anmol, and I'm thrilled to welcome him back. He was one of the nicest person to talk to when we were chasing a quadruple, but since
Last
then,
season.
since then, things have changed a little, Anmol, or a lot, depending on how you
Uh,
look.
a lot, a lot. Hopefully, my
Ye-
return to the podcast brings some change to the team.
Yes, please, because the last time we were talking was apparently when Liverpool were
FA
going to
Cup,
play
FA Cup wins and
yeah, Champions
Champions
League
League
finals.
finals.
Yes, so things have changed, but we are here, like I guess, an hour or two late, following Liverpool's defeat to Nottingham Forest. We suffered a 1-0 defeat to a team that is potentially going to get relegated this season, despite beating one of the biggest teams in the league. Um, Anmol, Anmol, what did you think of the game? Like, let's start from the very beginning, when the team sheet, the starting 11 was announced, and we saw the likes of Fabio Carvalho, Harvey Elliott, and Curtis Jones, all three of them starting at once. So, what do you think? Were the indications of potentially this game being difficult right there and then from the very beginning when we saw the starting 11?
I think the this was the best possible lineup out of the injuries which we have because Thiago had an injury like a year problem.
Yeah.
Nunes
How random was
had a
that?
yeah, very very random, very unexpected.
Yes.
But Nunez had a tight hamstring, so I think this was the best possible lineup which we could come up with. But
Yeah.
apart, I think Henderson might could have played instead of Jones, or maybe tried. They could have tried a different formation
Yeah.
because Ox also came on later on. So, but
It's
otherwise, I
it's
think it was a very straightforward lineup
yeah.
because of the injuries which we have.
So it is worth pointing out that we had James Milner covering up as right back because we didn't have Trent for this game, and there was one
There were
that
rumors. There were rumors on Twitter that Trent might play in midfield, but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
this Twitter
It's better
rumors.
not to play in midfield, seeing his current form, to be
Yeah, yeah.
honest. But yes, so James Milner playing as right back took away another midfielder who could have started in his natural position. But that doesn't, I think that doesn't prove to be any sort of excuses. I think judging by the team which we had, we were more than good enough to beat a team 20th in the league, right?
Definitely. I think Milner wasn't at fault as well for like any of the goal or any of the problems that
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
faced. But yeah, for sure. Like I think Trent should have started because he didn't start against City as well.
Yeah.
So I think he was rested. Could have played the game like good 60, 70 minutes. Could have come off. But I think maybe tweak the midfield a little bit because Fabinho hasn't been at his best lately. So I think
Yes.
Henderson should have replaced either Fabinho or Curtis Jones in midfield.
Yes. I think Gomez had a really poor
Yeah,
game.
Gomez. I think Gomez recently because he has put in good performances.
Yes, the expectations
So
were high for him in this game.
yeah, and Van Dijk Gomez partnership has always resulted
Flourished.
in clean sheets for us.
Yeah.
So I think that it was a difficult game for Gomez, not just because of the goal, but even after the goal, he had a very poor game.
Yeah.
So I think apart from that, Jones was poor as well. It was difficult for
Yeah.
him to get into the game.
Talking about individual performances from the game against Nottingham Forest, this is the first question which we have come up with. Like, who was, according to you, who was the biggest disappointment or letdown for you? Was it like people have been accusing Fabinho of being off his form of late, and there are, as you mentioned, Gomez was poor today. So who do you think was one of the biggest letdowns in this fixture?
I think Gomez. I think, was the biggest. I wouldn't say letdown, but he had a difficult game. Should have done better for the goal and shouldn't have given up. He shouldn't be in that position to give away that foul in the
Yeah,
first
makes sense.
place. So
Yeah,
so I think that was a big mistake from his part. She should, and considering the level on which he's playing, he should cover it up
yeah,
maturely. And Fabinho also, like we have seen, it's not the Fabinho of the last few years.
yeah, makes
Like
sense.
he has had a very slow start to the season,
Yeah,
considering all his last games. I think he had a decent game against Man City, but apart from that, he has been good. Today also he gave away, like, quite a few balls, and it was difficult for him also to track back and cover our defense.
but I
And
think you.
and recently we have been relied on Allison a lot, and it's how much can
Yeah,
Allison save us? So,
yeah, exactly. He needed. For those who don't remember, we needed an Alison Becker penalty save against West Ham to
yeah,
salvage 3 points. So yeah, he's true, because having a world class goalkeeper is one thing, but constantly relying him on him means that there's something wrong in front of him, that you always have to rely on a world class goalkeeper to bail you out. Because I think this usually happened a couple of years back with Manchester United when their defense was shit, and then David De Gea was almost like single handedly saving
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 everything.
them from dropping points. Yeah. So I think we, apart from Gomez's performance, I think defense wasn't an issue, right? Because you said Milner
Yeah,
was
I
quite
think
good.
Van Dijk was good. Apart from the two chances which he missed, he tried to cross the ball, but he should have shot the
Yeah, here is one of the
one
yeah, go ahead, Anmol.
one header from I think it was a cross. It was a free kick, and he should have. It was an open goal for him, so he should have shot. But instead, he decided to pass to Firmino, which
Firmino, yes. I
yeah,
yeah, I think
and the and the,
I
and the
think
and the last chance which he decided to pass to Salah, but that missed as well.
yeah, I think he doesn't have that forwards instincts, because and no one can blame him, to be honest. He is a defender after all. So, but yes, those were like the decisions which could have changed the game, because that the earlier chance in the first half was like, if he had shot on target, it would have been a goal,
Could have,
because Dean Henderson
considering
wasn't in a
his,
position to
yeah,
save it, but he instead decided to give it to a forward who is capable of scoring. Here, one of our comments from one of our users, one of our viewers right now, Darshan says Fabinho had a stinker again. Yes,
yeah,
Darshan, we already talked about it, and as Anmol said, he hasn't been 100%
at his best.
uh, at his best this season.
I think Fabinho plays well with a midfield three. Today we're playing with a midfield two, like of only Curtis Jones and Fabinho. Because
Yeah,
his best role is playing as a CDM with
I
two
think
two centre mids ahead of him. So that's where he
yes.
performs the best.
Yeah, he wasn't an out and out defensive midfielder today. I think he was more central
Yeah,
rather
yeah,
than protecting the back. But I think you briefly mentioned Curtis Jones, and he wasn't like up to it. But
yeah. Because
to be
he just
honest,
came back from injury, so
yeah, I
and he
think
hasn't.
yeah, I won't put too much blame on him, to be honest, because he's just played like 30-33 minutes for the during the entire season so far. So like he will
Yeah,
be rusty, and it's quite understandable. But moving on to another question, like I think this question is being talked about a lot in our WhatsApp group कि यार किसको blame किया जाए यार, not only for this defeat against Nottingham Forest, but in general, like the season hasn't started off well for us. So who do you think should be blamed? And first of all, do you even blame someone for this situation? And if yes, then whom do you point your finger at?
I think it's everyone is to be blamed. FSG is to be blamed. Klopp is to be blamed. The players are to be blamed. So it's not just one because this starts before the start of the season. If FSG had signed players, this problem of injuries could have been sorted out, like with players, substitute players,
Yeah,
and even Klopp, I don't know how they train. Like, obviously, we can't see the whole training sessions, what they do behind the curtains. So, I don't know how the medical team is performing with the team. So
Yes.
it all depends on how Klopp is managing the players,
Like,
because lately, all are obviously Diaz injury and Jota's injury were on the pitch, so it's difficult
yeah.
to say much on that. But
Yeah.
otherwise, other injuries, Keita, Chamberlain, all these players, it's tough because you can't even blame FSG, because when start of the season, our midfield was stacked with all these players.
Yeah.
So that time, obviously, we can't ask for more players because it's already so full with players, and we didn't see
Exactly.
this coming that we were going to be out of players after 10 games. So
Yes.
I think if you see from this perspective, obviously we'll blame FSG because uh, no one will predict Liverpool missing out on so many players by after 10 games. But
Yeah.
if you have look at it from a bigger picture, I think it's the whole management and individual players as well. Like the captain Henderson, before start of the season, Henderson had a very bad start. Milner as well. So all these players need to take a stand for themselves and start putting in individual performances. Salah also recently has started putting in performances, but otherwise Salah
Yeah.
also was missing in the start of the season.
Exactly. I
So I think it's a collective
Yeah, I think, correct me
team
if I'm wrong,
decision.
but first of all, let's clear it out. I am someone who doesn't put blame on people that quickly.
Yeah,
Like, I am
it's
still,
it's it's
yeah,
just it's a game, so you can't
yeah,
just
exactly.
pinpoint any single person and
Yeah,
blame him.
exactly. I'm not against anyone. I'm still someone who believes in Klopp. I'm still someone who believes in our squad, and I'm still someone, some of the few ones, to be honest, who still believes that our owners are one of the nicest in the Premier League. But that's aside the point. Correct me if I'm wrong, Anmol. But out of the top six clubs, like, not on the basis of a table, but top six general, I think Liverpool squad is susceptible to injuries a lot more than others. Like, like okay, injuries are part and parcel of the game. Everyone knows that. But the thing is, hardly a week goes by when without us hearing or seeing a
Losing a
tweet
player.
from James Pierce or someone that he XYZ has picked up a knock in training, XYZ is out for the next 2 days for due to some or the other injuries. I think i think I agree with some of your points, stating that the medical team and the training and the coaching staff have to, like, work um, with each other and sort out these issues. And I think we, I think we,
I think
I think you mentioned this on our chat as well, that we are desperately looking for the World Cup break
for the
now, right?
World Cup, yeah, yeah, we
Yeah.
need it
Can
badly.
you elaborate on that?
I think we need this one period. I think in between, recently there was this international break. After that, we started putting in performances. The
Performing well.
Rangers win, the City win, and then the West Ham win. So I think we this World Cup break is much needed because we'll go on for a month and we'll get back few of our players from
Yeah.
injury. I don't know if Jota will be fit. I think Diaz should be fit for
Yes.
that. Man,
How
I think
big a miss
Keita
he
is
is this year.
yeah, Diaz is needed like, but I think the biggest miss this season is Mane, like
Oh,
because Mane
let's
was
not. Yes, I know
because
you are a big advocate of Sadio Mane.
Mane is like we miss Mane in these situations. Like he knows how
Mane
to
never used to
score
get
goals.
injured, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, always fit, always fit.
Yeah. Uh,
So yeah, so
yeah, that's like one of the losses. But, like, Luis Diaz has covered in quite nicely.
yeah,
But to
and
be
plus
honest,
we didn't expect all of this to happen at once. Like so many players getting injured.
yes,
So obviously that's not in our hands.
yeah. Uh, I think so. This defeat has, I think, left us still standing on 16 points, and I think we are seventh in the league. We are 4 points
This
behind
this
Chelsea.
was this was a crucial game because City beat Brighton today. Spurs is playing Newcastle. Chelsea is
and
playing United
United,
tonight.
yes,
So like all of the, I think, top 9 teams are playing against each other.
each
So it
other.
was a
So
crucial
this
game
one,
for us.
now the thing that worries me here is we played probably one of our best games against Man City to win 1-0. But now the thing is, we have lost this game. City have picked up 3 points. So that win is probably like negligible,
Nullified.
nullified. Yeah, that's the word. Nullified for us. So I think we failed to capitalize on the fact that we beat one of the biggest, we beat the best team in the league, followed by a scrappy victory against West Ham. And I think here we are. Uh,
I think look, we need to look more on our away record. I think we have played 5 games, we have lost two and
yeah,
drawn three. So we only picked up 2 points out of possible 15. So it's the away
yes,
games which are hurting us. So we need to work on that. Well, these are the teams we need to, grind out results. 1-0, like against West Ham, it was a home game, so like it helped us a bit. But otherwise, away, if it was on a away game, I think we would have, I think, drawn against West Ham. So I think these are
yeah.
the results we need to. Even a bad win, like a sloppy win, 1-0 win, is also needed at this
There,
point of time.
like, there have been talks about tweaking of system. We have we have like seen 4-4-2. We have seen 4-2-4 in some cases. We are seeing 4-2-3-1 sometimes. Do you think Klopp is trying a bit too much, experimenting a bit too much with his system? Because 4-3-3 has been the tried and tested for like how many years? Some people say that he needs to tweak something, like, but when he tweaks, it doesn't work out.
I
Because
think I
I
think
think,
because
yeah, go ahead.
because he now because we don't have the traditional front three of Salah, Mane, and Fabinho.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was
because
going
he
to say that.
usually places now Diaz, and because Nunes coming in, they are not used to the traditional the 4-3-3 formation. So I think
Yeah,
to accommodate these two players and get Jota involved and Fabio Carvalho involved. I think Klopp is trying. I think he's trying a bit too much. To go that extra, take that extra step and do play all four attackers together and get Firmino from the bench or Jota from the bench. So I think he needs to play one defensive player, like either a three-man midfield or not play all the four attackers together, just to
yes.
strengthen our midfield.
I think for that to happen, we need Fabinho back in his normal form, like usual
Original
form.
position, yeah,
Yes, because I still believe he hasn't passed it. Like, people don't become bad overnight, and I'm sure this is just a blip in
yeah,
form.
yeah, yeah.
Because we,
That's why we need the World Cup to get back
yeah,
in form as well.
yeah. Because I think in one of the previous podcast, one of our other friends in Yash was talking about that Liverpool players, Liverpool players who are going to the World Cup are very few, and even if some of the players who are going aren't going to be uh, out and out starters for their national team. Like,
Yeah,
Henderson will go to the World Cup, but he's not going to start. He's probably going to be on the bench.
Jota
Uh,
was supposed to go, but
Jota was
was
supposed to
injured.
go, but now he's not. Trent, like, Reece James has picked up an injury,
Difficult.
but if Trent
No,
goes, he's still on
There's
the bench.
Trippier, yeah.
Yeah,
So
Pierre hai, Walker hai,
Van Dijk is there, Fabinho is there, Robertson is also. I think I
Robertson
don't
is
know if
not there.
Scotland.
Yeah, I think
Allison, Fabinho,
Allison Becker hai. Van Dijk is captain, so he'll probably play all of the
he'll play all
touch.
the all the matches. Yeah,
Yes. I think based on the current form, even Fabinho might not go because Casemiro is there for
yeah.
them. There's
Casemiro
Lucas
is there.
Paqueta, and so they have other options. So let's hope he doesn't go. Egypt have not qualified, so Salah's not going.
Salah is rested. Yeah,
Firmino's current form could see him go, but
difficult.
they have a lot of attackers, so he might not go.
Neymar, Vinicius, Jesus. So
Yeah, Darwin Nunes will go definitely.
will go. Darwin will go. Yeah.
Darwin Nunes will go. So see, yeah, we get like the players who will go to the World Cup are like we can count on just one hand.
Compare comparatively, they're quite less this time, so it's
Yeah.
good. In a way,
So
we need it.
hmm. See, like, we have a a message from one the from Yash that we were talking about right now. Like at this, he's just stated
Yeah, for
fact
sure.
that at this
I
point
think I think
Casemiro
I think
starts for Brazil.
even before, like, with even if Fabinho was on form, I think Casemiro would still start for Brazil.
Yeah, exactly. And like they are like pretty attack minded side in the first place, so they'll not be playing like two central midfielders and then the rest of them will be attack. I think it's more like a 4-3-3 for them as well.
For the,
Like
yeah,
there's one central defensive midfielder, two midfielders who can push forward, and the likes of Neymar and Richarlison and others uh, are always going to play in place of defensive minded players in a Brazil squad because they are like flamboyant side.
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
Yash has made a good suggestion, in fact, that we should have some nice warm weather training in the Middle East. So even if our players are not going to Qatar, we should still drag them to Qatar for
Sir, sir,
uh,
sponsor कर दो trip.
such में this trip would cost like 50% of our transfer budget for next season
Mm.
apparently. So let's but yeah,
Yeah,
jokes
but
aside.
we need like a good training session in this World Cup.
Yeah, I think Liverpool used to go to Spain, right? For uh,
Austria.
no, for some warm weather training. I think we have been to like some
Usually, I think we usually go to Austria.
yeah, we go to Austria for pre-season. I'm talking about the warm weather training thing. I'm probably I don't remember then, but yeah, I think Yash is making a good point that the team needs time with
Yeah,
uh
we just need to recoup and restart with
yeah.
everything again and go again for the season.
I think the next game is against Ajax in the Champions League.
Ajax.
Yeah, we are traveling to Netherlands for it's an away game for us. To be honest, the pressure of Champions League. Yeah, see, Yasha is making. Yeah, this is the Spanish town I was talking about, where
Marbella.
where we go for our where we used to go for our warm weather training, and yeah, Austria is the place where we go for training during preseason. So yeah, thanks Yash for clearing that out. Uh, but yeah, as I was saying, next game is against Ajax, and luckily for us, the situation in the Champions League is not that harsh
Difficult, but
for us.
still tricky, still tricky.
Yeah, so as things stands, we are 6 points clear, right, of second
Yeah,
placed.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Ajax are actually third, and we are 6 points clear. So even I think a draw is good enough for us to qualify.
yeah. A draw is needed, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, so I
because
think that
if we lose and if Ajax win by a good margin, then everything comes down to the last game. And last game is
exactly.
against Napoli, and Napoli are on fire right now.
Yeah, I think we lost
So
4-1 to Napoli. So, but I think the reverse fixture is at Anfield, right?
Anfield, yeah, yeah.
So that's one good thing to look forward to. But
But
yeah,
but the other thing we have to look at the group stage at this point is if we come second, we'll be potential. Our opponents will be Madrid, Bayern, PSG. So these are our potential opponents right now. So our main focus should be winning both the games, which
yeah,
will, I think, eventually help us
I,
finish first.
I think I mentioned this in one of our previous podcasts as well, that if we want to top the group, we have to drop. We have to make sure Napoli drop points against
Yeah,
Rangers. Then we have to
Rangers,
beat them 3-0 because they have a 4-1 aggregate win, because the drawing in the Champions League is
Champions League
based
is
on head to
different.
head rather than goal difference. So I think before we wrap things up, this was one of the questions I wanted to ask you, and I'm glad you are part of this podcast as well, because you lived in Nottingham for like a good year or a year and a half, if I'm not wrong.
So it's a win-win game for me today.
Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to ask just a quick question regarding how's the football culture back in Nottingham.
So Nottingham, so for people who don't know, Nottingham Forest is a two-time Champions League winner.
Yes, something
Uh,
Man City
s-
cannot say. Something.
yeah. So, and Nottingham hasn't been in the Premier League for a long, long time. So when I was in Nottingham, like I badly wanted Nottingham to, come to the Premier League. They were always in the Championship. Like they finished mid-table, but didn't happen. Now it happened. I'm very happy for Nottingham Forest. But it's actually a very good town, very lively, and football
Yes.
culture is amazing. Like the for Forest Ground is
The
actually
city ground.
quite happening. Yeah.
And
So
like I've heard that the
I was rooting for Nottingham Forest. Like I said, it was a win-win for me.
yeah
Obviously, nothing against Liverpool, but
yeah
yeah,
I can understand. Like if Swansea was playing Liverpool, I would still like be confused. Like whom should I support? Whom should I not? But yeah, the
yeah,
thing is, I've also heard that the Notts County ground and the Nottingham Forest ground is like quite close to each
yeah.
other.
They're next to each other. Like even the cricket stadium, Trent Bridge, is next to. It's
Oh, is it?
all three grounds are next to each other.
Yeah. So you like, I'm sure like deep down you are hoping that Nottingham Forest don't get relegated.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, want them
And
to stay in
probably
the
that
Premier League.
these 3 points is
Might
helpful
help
towards
them.
their safety.
Might help at the end of the season. This might help them.
Yeah, I think we have covered all the points that we had to. Like it is one of Liverpool's worst performance this season, but I'm like we are all optimistic people, positive minded people here. We all expect Liverpool to be back to their best very soon. And even if Liverpool perform badly, we'll be here recording a podcast. If Liverpool are playing well, we'll probably record a podcast with a smile. So in any way, you still get 15, 20, 25 minutes of our faces in front of your screens talking about Liverpool. So yeah, I think Anmol, it's lovely to have you back again, and hopefully we can
Lovely to
discuss
be back.
Liverpool again.
Feels good.
Yep. And I think we should wrap it up here. And YouTube cliches of liking, sharing, and subscribing. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Thank you. See you.